I'm a pretty popular person. Like I generate, I guess, the energy that keeps people around me. But people burden me so heavy with their problems. And for that, I'm not complaining because I honestly believe, and this may sound crazy, but I honestly believe like this is a gift from God that God's given me to help other people. But it's just like, how can I put this? I can't really explain it to you unless I guess you live it. It's kind of like hearing dead people a little bit. That sounds really extreme. Don't write me off as insane yet. But it's kind of like hearing dead people. Like, to be in an atmosphere and to see crazy stuff, to see situations that people are in. She's having a problem in her marriage. She can't get her daughter to behave. Her children aren't listening to her. She's not happy with her job. To see all of these situations, and it's not just that I see it, it's people bring them to me, which is not a problem. I will never turn anybody away, but this is a problem. When I break down a situation, when I talk to you, if you're even having a random conversation with me, I am literally analyzing you and breaking you apart. I can't help it. I don't do it on purpose. It's just what I do. And I see the problems, and I logically come to a realization on how to fix them. But my problem is I'm constantly trying to fix the people around me that are really, I know I'm talking in circles. I'm never usually this unorganized, but that's lots to break down. The fakery talked to me Tuesday. The friend that I was talking about, he calls me, and he's like, Jessica, you're cold-hearted. How could you just stop being my friend all of a sudden? You're the only friend I've had for 5 years. How could you just leave me out in the blue? This is what I told him. It has nothing to do with you getting on the internet and calling me a bitch. That stuff is trivial to me. That's stuff that I can get over. This is the problem. The problem is you are living a detrimental lifestyle, and I keep giving you and pushing you in the direction you need to go to fix it, but you're not doing it. How many times can you try to help someone who doesn't want to heed your help? The problem is that everybody I come in contact with, they come to me with their problems because they want a solution, but they don't want to go through what it takes to fix it. It's like everybody around me is walking in sleep. They're walking in a state of unconsciousness. Nobody's conscious but me. Am I the only one that sees this problem? Am I the only one that is consciously awake? If you are doing something over and over repeatedly and getting the same outcome and you're unhappy with it at that is insanity. To do something over and over again and have no change and no growth, that's insanity to me. I just want these people to grow. I'm doing a project for you guys on natural black hair care, and I'm not going to disclose too much about it, but I've been interviewing people, random people off the street. So I stopped this woman who's in front of a beauty supply store. I explained to her what I'm doing, and I asked her, can I ask you any questions? I asked her the questions in which I've laid out to ask these people. She answers them. She pulls out a cigarette, and then the camera's off. I'm just sitting there talking to her, so are you from here? Whatever, whatever. This woman starts telling me about a miscarriage she had 3 months ago, and her husband now wants to leave her because he can't handle it. This woman don't know me from Joe Schmo. We haven't even been talking 15 minutes, but this is the kind of reaction that I get from people. I don't know if it's an aura that I put out, if it's the energy that I'm giving off, but this is the type of stuff that I bring to me, and that's fine because that's what I'm here for. And I gave that woman my honest opinion and my honest thoughts on it, and I told her what I felt about it. Now, when she walks away, whether she does it or not, I don't know. Whether she gets this problem taken care of, I don't know. That doesn't bother me so much with strangers. The point is the people that I see every day that can't get this together. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. And there's no button to shut it off. I used to manage a shortstop, which is like a gas station when I was in college. It was the worst job I ever had. Beautiful people that I met. It was a small town, so I see these people every day. I had a man, no lie. He was an older man. He'd come in every day and talk 2 hours about the problems with his wife. And every day it's the same problem. Every day I'm giving you the same solutions. But when you go home, you're not doing any of this stuff. But somehow you're expecting a change. That's what I don't understand. It's driving me insane. It's really driving me. I used to think that I was the only sane person in the world. I've met a couple people like me. And I'm not making myself out to be extraordinary at all, because that was a misconception on my part. It's not me that's sane. Everybody else is sane. You know why? Because they're the norm. Everyone walking around you is crazy. Not crazy like I'll shoot up a school or crazy stuff like that, but they're crazy as in they are walking in unconsciousness. Their eyes have not been opened. They're living with issues that they say they want to fix, but do they really? They are happy being complacent in the places in which they are. And when you try to take them out of those places, it doesn't work. And you can't change anybody. I'm freaking out a little bit, and I'm sorry. I can't change anyone. I know that. But if you're coming to me for information that is something that I have the ability to logically break down a situation and give it to you and spell it out for you, and yet you go home and you do the same shit over and over and over and over again, then how long are you going to burden me with this situation? How long are you going to keep coming back to me and me having to give you the same information that you're not even taking? Last example, I had a roommate in college, and I loved her to death. I love her to death. I love her. I give everything I have for her to see her happy. She kept trying to kill herself. That's not fine, but that was fine because I'm going to stick through this with you, and I'm going to talk to you, and we're going to work this out, and we're going to find out what's wrong, what's causing this. Well, one day we start talking about her dad. I can sense the whole shift in her body. Nothing I've ever seen in her before has ever done this until we start talking about her dad. And I realized that there's something that she's not telling me that she doesn't have to tell me. This is what I said to her. I said, baby, you have some issues with your father and your upbringing, and you need to take some time out. You need to just get you a sheet of paper, do some brainstorming of all your feelings that come to your mind when you think about your father, because there's something hurtful there that may not be happening now, but it's affected you, and it's something that is hurting you from the inside out. I'm telling her this, I'm telling her this, I'm telling her this. She starts to talk more about her father. I said, well, look, why don't you sit your father down and have a talk with him? If willing, I will come be a mediator just to make sure things don't get out of hand, and tell him how you feel, because what it is that she had all these feelings inside of her about her father and how he treats the rest of her family, her mother, her siblings, etc., and it got to be too much for her now that she was away from home and not able to physically manage it and see what's happening. After 3 or 4 years, y'all, of you not doing anything to fix this and the constant, I'm just going to kill myself. Nobody cares. I'm just going to kill myself. You know what I told her one night? And this is so out of character for me. I said, here's a razor blade. If you really wanted to fucking kill yourself, you would have done it by now. Second, if you really wanted to be better, you do something to better your situation. That's where I get to. After this friend, the fakery friend, 5 years of telling you can't smoke weed every day and sit on your ass and expect things to fall in your lap. You have to get out and take initiative to do things. You can't just sit back and wait for something to just fall on you and then you be rich and happy and successful. Life doesn't work like that. After 5 years of doing this nonstop, I don't give a fuck anymore. And it's not my personality, it's not my person not to give a fuck, but I just don't know what to do anymore. I find myself with a bunch of friends, and slowly they dwindle as I cut them off. As I realize that you don't want to be awakened, you're going to keep burdening me with your foolishness because you don't want to open your eyes and see what's in front of you, then I got to let you go. Then I got to let you go. And I had a small breakdown today. This is not how you see me ever. You probably won't ever see me like this again. I feel like I can honestly talk better to strangers. I have a better chance of somebody watching this video being awake as opposed to the people around me who are walking just totally asleep. You might as well not even have a pulse because you're just going through the functions of daily life and you're not really doing anything to enrich it. I'm just